With Olympic champions Italy and Lucerne World Cup winners Australia surprisingly failing to get past the semi-final stage, these are our men's quad finalists.
Quad, they always like to lead, and they've got a tremendous amount of power and experience to do that.
And you can just see on the far side there, the flag's just stiffening, so the head breeze into which they're rowing now, just making it a little bit more tougher, but a good even start.
That's Sens, who transferred from rowing. He won the pairs in 1998 and then transferred into sculling after the Olympics. And here he is stroking the German quad, and they're moving out well. They've already dropped the Ukraine, though.
Well, Dan, I don't know what you read into times, but it's very interesting that in the semi-finals, Poland, the Czech Republic and Germany, they all recorded the same qualifying time, 5:42. But I've always felt that maybe this might be Poland's year.
Yeah, Poland have been knocking on the door. I mean, they're inspired by the lightweight double who've just won a gold medal, and it's certainly brought on Polish rowing and sculling very, very much in the last 3 or 4 years. So I would hope to see this Polish quad up there amongst the medals.
Indeed, they're a very stable outfit. They've been together for quite a while now. Adam Korel in the stroke seat, Krutkowski, Kolbowitz and Bronikovsky. But having said that, Dan, when you reflect right across the field, there's actually only a couple of seconds between all 6 crews.
No, that's absolutely true. And right up there up with the leading group there is Russia, doing very, very well there at the second crew down from the top of the picture there. They're just up there in front with the Czech Republic.
So the Czech Republic lead through the first quarter. Russia and also Poland and Germany on terms. And here are the Czechs with David Yerka there in the stroke seat.
Russia moving very nicely on the top of the picture in that white boat there. Their boat's running very nicely indeed. It looks a little bit maybe they've been keeping their real power a secret in the heats and semi-finals, because they haven't really shown through this season at all. But here they are in a very, very good position there, up with the leaders. But Germany are certainly not up with the leaders. They're back in 4th place here, unusually, for the world champions. They're sitting back in 4th place, and they look as if they're being left behind as the crews start to fight it out for position here at the halfway point.
The Czechs, inspired by Václav Chalupa, enjoying at the moment, I would think, Dan, their first appearance in an Olympic final, this quad.
They're going well. They're at 35 strokes a minute, but I'm intrigued by the way that Russia is sculling. They've kept their power very secret there. They're sitting at 33 strokes a minute, 32 and a half strokes a minute, and they are really well within themselves. The boat's moving very nicely indeed. The Czech Republic having to work very hard to stay in front.
Poland in between the Czech Republic and Russia on the far side, with Germany losing more ground on the front 3 as we come towards the halfway stage.
Well, they've been left, and they're not going to get back on terms, because they would usually expect to be up in front at this stage. They're not going to get back on terms, but it certainly looks now like the 3 crews out here battling it out for the medals. But take a look for Ukraine. Ukraine on at the bottom of the shot there, beginning to move past Germany as well. Could they set up a challenge for the last 1,000 meters?
Well, the Czech Republic still with a chance of a medal. Remember, right at the beginning of the regatta finals, Mirka Knapkova just missing out, finishing in 4th place in the women's singles, and then Václav Chalupa in 5th place in the men's version. But at the moment, looking pretty good, that even though it's tough out there for the Czechs, they are still very much in the medal fight.
Yeah, David, they're at 36 strokes a minute, and the Russians are at 33. The Russians are really letting their boat move and run between the strokes. They're very low for a final of a quadruple sculls here in an Olympic final, but they are moving ahead. Their boat is traveling faster, and yet they are 3 strokes a minute less than the Czech Republic.
Well, there's a really good picture. At the bottom of the screen, you can see the Ukraine, who are now on terms with Germany, but both of those are separated by clear water from the front 3, and on the far side, I'm afraid, Belarus are completely isolated and out of it.
Another low-rating crew as Ukraine. They're at 33 strokes a minute as well as they start to move past, but out here in front, Russia just beginning to raise the rate now. They've gone up to 34, and they're beginning to move ahead even more. They've quickened everything. They're up to 35 strokes a minute now. Poland beginning to struggle. Poland beginning to look as if it's really getting to be a bit too much. They can't raise the rate. The Czech Republic have slipped back as well, but these 3 crews now well clear of the rest of the field.
So 500 meters to go. Russia take the lead from Poland, and the Czech Republic hanging on there in 3rd place. Germany and the Ukraine still with an awful lot to do if they want to get back into the medal fight, but The further we go, the better the Russians look.
Russians, they've just picked it up now. They really bided their time, moved beautifully in the middle 1,000, and now they're just racing away. Poland have just taken the lead a little bit there off the Czech Republic. They've just got a couple of feet there. So is Poland going to be able to raise their game here? But moving now out of the picture, we can just see moving up there though are the Ukraine on the closest lane here to us, lane 6.
Russia with Nikolai Spinev in the stroke seat, then Alexei Svirin in 2, Igor Kratsov, and then Sergei Fedorotsev in the bow there of the Russian quad, and they are going away. And at the moment, look at the Czechs now, really strong at the end of the race and proving too tough for the Polish quad.
They've got up to 42 strokes a minute, the Czech Republic. They've really opened it up, they've really moved on, but it's certainly Poland who are struggling.
This is a real surprise for me, Dan, because I thought the Poles would be there or thereabouts, even going for the gold medal, and they've got nothing to offer at the moment. Russia being chased by the Czech Republic, but they're holding them. There's a half a length between the two. Svirin has a little look over there, coming towards the finish. The Ukraine still finishing pretty strongly. Out of your picture, we can see them, you can't. But as we come to the line, it's Russia, and look at that. Czech Republic, and have the Ukraine got there just ahead of Poland. That's a photograph. It was a real dash to the line, and Germany absolutely despondent in 5th place ahead of Belarus, and still no joy for the German men.
No, and what a tremendous victory there for Russia. Tremendous piece of sculling there, but what a performance from the Ukraine to come up in that last final gasp there. We didn't see them in the picture at all. I mean, we could see them from where we were sitting, but we couldn't see them on the television screen. They just swept up there, and Poland devastated.
Well, the Czech Republic, they deserve a pat on the back there.
But we can have a close look here on the replay.
Clearly Russia in the white hats at the top of the picture, then the Czech Republic. In the yellow boat are Poland and Ukraine. Oof. Again, that is a television line, but it does suggest, and they've got it. They have got it. They've got the bronze medal. The Ukraine, well,
on the last stroke, David, on the last stroke. It was just on that one last stroke, and they got the surge. Look at that. What an extraordinary finish there.
Well, a very unpredictable result. I don't think any of us would have put our money on Russia at the beginning of the race. Title for the first time in their history. The Czech Republic, after brave efforts from Knapkova and Chalupa in yesterday's singles, getting their first medal of the regatta. With no crews in either of the upcoming eights finals, this Russia's only medal here at Schinias, but what a medal.